Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So today I wanted to talk about Project xCloud and quickly just say something. When I made my video about the Google Stadia being the future, I was definitely wrong on that because I didn't see the value proposition compared to an alternative. Now, when Stadia showed up, I just knew, man, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for, because at the same time, Steam also announced a cloud sharing platform, a game sharing platform that they actually put on Steam. And so it just showed me that the trend was going towards a cloud gaming platform. But then I didn't even know that this xCloud thing was a thing at that point. And somebody said, hey, check out xCloud. This is what it is. I just thought xCloud was just about streaming from your console and making that some kind of a streaming server or something silly like that. But apparently it's actually much more than that. And they actually allow you to be able to access a library of games on your cell phone. So here's my little crappy tiny cell phone, and look at all the games I'm able to access currently. Oh, it's asking me if I want to play that game. I don't want to play it. Are you going to zoom? Are you going to scroll? Oh, there we go. So here we go. Now I can play all these games at my behest. And not only can I just play these games, I can play them using an Xbox One controller. So this controller connects to my little tiny cheap phone because, you know, I don't use expensive phones because I'll break it. I don't want to do that. I'm really careless and I'll drop these things. So I just knew I need to get like a durable machine that, you know, when it falls and if it breaks, I'm like, you know, it's not something that I'm crying over, you know, losing hundreds of dollars. And so this is the proposition that I feel like Xbox has right now versus, say, Stadia. And both of them are in some kind of a beta testing, or, you know, they're doing a founders edition or something. And xCloud's founders or beta testing is done by invite. So if you get selected, you can get in on this platform and you can just start playing the games that are available there, which is actually crazy that you can start doing that to test and then make up your mind as to how you want to interact with it. Now, this is where I feel like Google has a lot of learning to do. And I feel like their decision makers need to make these decisions very fast. If they don't make these decisions fast, what's going to happen is if they launch this service right now, even the way it is, in my opinion, they're going to pick up a whole bunch of people who will not even look at Stadia's way. And as much as maybe people may say, you know, we don't really care how Stadia does, actually you do, because if Stadia actually can keep up some kind of a competition, xCloud is going to continue to be better and maybe even become and stay as the best platform that we have in terms of this cloud gaming service. So you want the competition there. You don't want them to get comfortable and you don't want them to sleep on it. They seem to be very interested in being the leaders of this service and of this kind of proposition. Now, a lot of people talked about, you know, the frame rates and the quality of the streams. Now on Stadia, when I played, I could not tell necessarily what my frame rates were. I can just tell you that they weren't bad because I'm not a frame rate, what they call it, like, I can't use that word. I'm not a frame rate hog. It doesn't bother me really, as long as it's 60 frames or something close. Yeah, I'm okay with playing on there. I mean, I used to be a console gamer, so hey, what do you know, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, it has to be 120 frames per second. Like, no. If I get to the point where I can do that, sure. I don't have a 4K monitor, so I can't even test that functionality if it even gets to 4K. But I can tell you that, you know, with this xCloud platform, I didn't get, you know, any input lag that I can remember. Yes, I got maybe a little bit on Devil May Cry, but it wasn't something that wasn't more than just like a slight stutter, like something that you could even see on a, you know, on like a regular game. So I got maybe 3 or 4 of it, but just slight stutters, and then the game was back in play. In fact, what was really crazy was on Tekken 7, I was playing Tekken 7 on this thing, and I used King. King is a character that I've been learning, and I was able to knock a 10-hit combo on my cell phone with very minimal input lag. Now, the one thing that I couldn't do was do like a full-fledged King combo that I've learned, which is really cool. It's very, very stylistic. Because of the Xbox controller, I learned how to do it on the PS4 controller. So, you know, that's what the difficulty is for me doing my, you know, my direction metrics. It's very different on both of them for me. It's hard to play fighting games. I don't know who plays fighting games on the Xbox, man. To those who do that, I really want to say I do appreciate you, because that controller is very difficult for me to use to play fighting games. And so that's pretty much my experience so far. And then I guess we have to say, what does this do? What does this mobile phone capability actually do for anyone? Is it just a waste of time? Because a lot of PC gamers will tell you that we're not going to go play on our mobile phone, and we're sure not going to even touch a controller. But I have to say to a lot of our PC gamers that there are a lot of PC gamers that actually set up their gaming setups as a home system. Like they use a controller and they set it up like a console setup where they just play from their couch and just chill. I think this is going to appeal to a lot of those kinds of people. I'm actually among them. I play here on my computer, and once in a while I go sit in the living room and, play like a fun game, or, with family time. The kids, get the controller. They try to learn controls. This is part of something that we do in our house. So I can see something like this being, somewhat of an attractive aspect to me if I really wanted to play a game. Now, I come from the Division 2 ecosystem. You guys know, some of you know that ecosystem. It's about the grind. And sometimes I might find myself in a place where I have nothing that I feel like using my time for. And I feel like if I actually grind content, I can find things to actually help make videos. And this scenario puts me in a very critical place where I want to get something like this and start playing and getting some progress in that game, because I can make curated content for my community. I play video games as part of my side work. I spend some time maybe playing for, entertainment purposes, but a lot of it is on research, making videos, editing, and all that stuff, and looking at what you guys are actually speaking about so I can address them. And so for me, this is of some value if it's actually got the games that I want, if it actually has a bigger library, and so we're yet to actually see all what's going to be contained therein. Now, I think it's probably going to have a good amount of the Xbox Game Pass library on there. And that library is extensive. It's big. And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to maybe optimize these games where it actually works out that way. And so with the quality, with the number of games in beta testing, with the functionality of your controller wirelessly, not just plugging that controller into another device. Like, when I use the Google Stadia, I use my PS4 controller. You can use that. You can use your Xbox controller as well. Plug it in with a USB, or you can use maybe the Stadia controller if you want to spend money on that, whatever you want to do. But this just says get an Xbox One controller and you're good to go. And if you can get a clip for your mobile phone, you're okay. And you can just enjoy it. You can get the feel of a portable device. And that's what leads me into what this means for mobile games and even handheld portables. So mobile games will probably try to attract a lot of casual players to their platforms. Well, this is most likely going to hedge a lot of us that play already on console to stay in that ecosystem. Before we will even think about a mobile game, we have to think past this service. And that already keeps the consumers in that ecosystem where we can play games like PUBG. If a game like Call of Duty decides it wants to bring itself over there, or maybe Gears of War, shooters are here, fighting games are here. Killer Instinct is here. Tekken 7 is here. One of the games that I'm actually seeing now. I don't know if a pro would want to mess around with that, but hey, if you're chilling and you just have some time to actually put aside and you want to practice a few combos, hone down your skills, you can have this maybe on a plane and just, you're messing around with it. There are other things that you can do as well that actually makes this a better value proposition for people. And then you look at the handheld side of things. Somebody like me, I've been looking at the Nintendo Switch, very interested in actually seeing if I want to get one. We have kids in the house, so it'll probably be nice for them to just get some interactive fun playtime, but we like them going outside. That's better for them to be able to learn, the environment and all that. But, they see that dad plays video games. And so once in a while they want to just, and so that has a kid-friendly platform. And so we've looked into that. But hey, this actually comes in and actually seems to be something that can fill that void of a handheld game. So think about everything that this is coming with. I think Xbox seems to have done their homework more than Google Stadia currently. I think Google Stadia wants to just get into the market, get their feet wet, see what they can actually do with this platform, and then eventually start learning. So initially the perception just seems like Google Stadia is not necessarily ready, or they may they don't seem to have their cards in place, and that's what it looks like, because you're looking at people who've been in the ecosystem for decades. I mean, how are you going to compete with this when you're just coming in today? Google has been pioneering other things in other areas of the internet Whereas Microsoft has just owned gaming for so long, it's a natural progression for them to know exactly what gamers want. And they've made mistakes. They're not perfect. I mean, remember the Kinect, all that stuff. So they've made mistakes. They've learned from their mistakes. And I think that they're ready and willing to serve gamers on a whole different level. But that's just my take on the xCloud versus Google Stadia currently in terms of value proposition, market value, what gamers really want, how gamers can benefit from both of them. And I guess you can make up your mind how you want to go. Let me know what you think in the comment section as well. And if you like the video, you can share it, you can like it, you can subscribe, you can do whatever you want. And I'll see you in my next video. Peace.